Hello, my name is Abbas, and I'm a product manager at GeoHotstar. As part of the product team for more than 5 years within Reliance Industries, I've led multiple charters within Geo applications. Today, we're going to be talking about how we as product managers can improve our productivity. The very first thing with this entire AI wave which is going on and which is useful to product managers is knowing how to build automation workflows. The very first workflow, which I would recommend to anybody out there, not just product managers, is an email agent automation. This is a very simple workflow anybody can build. Let's get into it. So this is n8n. There are multiple automation tools, including Make.com, Zapier, and n8n. This happens to be the most flexible one which I have experienced. I have tried all of them, and this is specifically cheaper. If you go to n8n pricing, it is not cheap if you just purchase it from the n8n application, from n8n. Basically, what they're charging these 20 euros or 50 euros for is to have your workflow stored within their ecosystem. What instead I think you should do is that you should install n8n locally on your device. And then because your device is not going to be on all the time, switched on all the time, so you might need some server which would help you run your n8n workflows. Railway happens to be one of the servers where you can it is very cheap, and you can deploy all of your workflows here, and it would be running all of the time. And hosting n8n on your device is completely for free. So that is one benefit. What and why we want to go ahead with an email agent is, let's go to my Gmail, for example. So I receive a lot of emails, right, from different brands, promotions, from financial applications, from opportunities. I don't want to go through each and every one of them. By what we would instead want to do is create labels within my Gmail, right? So this one's my personal email ID. Let's use automation as one label. Let's create another label as promotion because you get lots of promotional emails from lots of brands and companies out there giving you discounts and wanting you to buy stuff from them. This one, let's have third label as business or business. This would be any opportunities or anything. So you can create, as you can see, you can create labels within Gmail. But one thing it can't do is have logic as to which one of these emails is going to get assigned to automation, which one of these emails is going to get assigned to business. That is something that we are going to do in our workflow. You can have more labels such as finance, banking, social, which will be your social, which will have all emails from your social media websites. So let's have this workflow already. Get started with it already. This is the very first step, which is like a trigger on n8n. What actually triggers your workflow? So I am keeping it as Gmail, and these are two Gmail accounts which I've already added. Let's create a third one. You just have to sign in with your Gmail ID. It'll ask you a bunch of things which you'll have to agree to, unfortunately, if you want this workflow to work. So this connection is successful, right? We've already established a Google connection here. Now, inside N8N, you can check, this is the test data with which check, we'll check of this all of this node, and this node is working fine for us. Secondly, we'll have another node, which is a text classifier. Now, why are we using a text classifier? We're using a text classifier because we want to be able to handle, uh, all of the texts that come into your Gmail, right? Any Gmail that you have has a subject, has a subject, and has all of these body, right? The message inside the body. So that is what I've put here, subject and body. We want a text classifier to analyze both our subject and the body and look for all of the texts, right? So this body would be the snippet which we use. This is the that you allow the n8n access and whatnot. And subject is this subject right here. Now, what is categories? We want to add categories. Category is the label which we had put here, like automation, business, and promotions. So we have automation, business, and promotion. You do not get overwhelmed by all of these, a lot of options out there. You're not going to need even half of them. That is something that I can promise. I haven't built a lot of workflows till now. So, description is the logic that you want, right? This label is for any automation related emails from n8n, make.com, or Zapier. Why you want this? Let's say we have any of the automation errors, any of the workflows throws in some error, then you would want to get highlighted, right? And we would want it to have a separate label for us. Now inside business, this label is for any of the business related use cases, related emails and opportunities from business email IDs. Maybe you would not want to put it because then the promotional emails would also get inside it, right? So let's have this emails and opportunities. Now this label is for promotions, promotional offers, discounts. See, you would want to explain a lot the like prompt which you're giving, and you want to give in uh, a lot of information to the system to understand and analyze. Now, prompt engineering is nothing. It's a very easy thing. Just given as much detail as possible. This is you have to select system prompt template here, and it has already given. Please classify the text provided by the user into one of the following categories, and these are all the categories that we've put. Explain, don't explain, and only output in JSON. JSON is JavaScript object notation, and within n8n, everything is very easier to understand for the n8n node in a JSON format. That is why we would want it in JSON format because we want to take some action after we've classified all of these categories, right? So we'll get back, and now you have to choose a model here, right? See, you can see that all of these labels are get created. In order to choose a model, you have model is like the LLM, right? We have all of the LLMs which n8n has integrations with, like Anthropic, Google Vertex, Google Gemini. I like to use OpenAI, and I already have an account created. With n8n on its free trial, it will give you some OpenAI credits as well, which you can use. If you don't want to use that, then you will have to create credentials. And how you create credentials is by visiting OpenAI uh, platform.openai/API key. And here you can create a new secret key. You can select, you can create a new project and create a new secret key. The only thing that is important here is that this is not free, of course, but it is very it does charge very less per operation. That is something that I've experienced. And I put in $10 and it's still 9.92. I put in $10 very recently and it's 9.92. So you can guess within like 30 days, I've only used $0.08. So it's not that expensive. You can add your payment method here, and then after having a minimum of $5 is something that you'll have to put in. You will have your API key. You just put in the API key here and then save, and then your account will get added just like mine is. In terms of models to choose, you have all of the models from OpenAI. I like to use GPT-4o Mini because it is less expensive and it does the job. And maybe for more complex workflows, you'd require uh, the 4.1s and the latest models. Now, in terms of automation, this is the label of automation. We want to add the Gmail add label to a message. So this is how you'll add label. Source is message. So source is label, and you will create a label. Okay. By mistake, I added the wrong node. I think what I was thinking it is not supposed to. This is add a label with a message, right? It will ask you for a message ID and it will ask you for a label. The label is the actual label which you had put in your Gmail, and it will automatically take up all of the labels in your Gmail. Let's say in this case it is automation. The for message ID, you'll have to execute previous nodes. I'll tell you how we do that. But let's have another. You can copy paste it just like Command C and Command V, Command V. Let's link this Control C or Command V. We've linked, yes, all of the labels that we created. Now you'd want to change this to what was it? That was business. So we'll change it to business. And then we will change this to your promotions. All right. So now we have three nodes. Now what you have to do is check the kind of message that you want to send, right? Let's send a message, an email to ourselves. Okay. I have, uh, um, have a subject of Mintra flat 50% off. Myntra is a very popular e-commerce website in India, so we're using Myntra. This is on account of your birthday. It's actually my birthday month, so we are giving you flash flat flat 50% off, right? So let's just send this email to ourselves. And now we've already received the email. Now what we'll have to do is execute this entire workflow. Now you can see there is the workflow has issues and cannot be. So basically what we'll have to do is add the message ID. Let's execute previous nodes. Node is executed successfully. Now the message ID is this Gmail trigger ID, which you'd want to put the exact message which is coming in from the Gmail trigger that we've put. Then this is not executed. So let's execute this as well. Setting mock data for this. Create workflow. Two previous nodes. Okay, not the text classifier ID. You need the Gmail ID. Okay, this is again not executed. Okay, so you can see that we got this email. Let's pin this and then uh, execute the entire workflow again. Right? Again, I'm encountering this error. Let's execute the previous node again. So you have sometimes n8n becomes a little buggy, and that is something that you'll have to live with. You'll have to execute maybe multiple times, but then it does work. Now we'll execute this workflow again, and you can see this entire thing got clicked and it got added to promotions. And we'll check here. Here is the label of promotion, right? Now you can change your color and make it more colorful. So this is a promotional email that we sent. Let's try another one, which is sending emails to myself. Okay, and subject is business inquiry. This is an inquiry from your website. Okay, interested in your services. So this is another email which I'm sending to myself. And when we execute this workflow, you can check, okay, this data was pinned. We'll have to unpin it. By pinning the data, you can actually use the same email and check everything. Now we'll execute this workflow again, and it should take up the latest message. And it did go to business, right? This one became green. So let's refresh it. Refresh it. Okay. Okay. This did not get added as a label. So that is something that I'm very curious about as to why it didn't get added as a label and why is there. Okay. It's still pinned using pinned data. You'll unpin it again. Okay. The mistakes that you do while doing n8n workflows. So now this became green and you can check this one's business, right? So this is how you can literally use any label which is very suitable in your use case and have all of that within your email. Use labels, have a workflow which is up and running, and you can set it as active from here, and it will keep working. One thing that I want to highlight, and which I've not highlighted till now, is that this poll time in the first Gmail trigger that we had, the poll time is set to every minute. Now, if you set it to every minute, the thing is that what do we mean by poll is that this entire Gmail module will fetch the API of the actual Gmail every minute. And the problem with that is it'll burn out your OpenAI credits, which you've just purchased. What you want to do is that you want to set it to, let's say, every hour or every day, which is what I set it to. And you can set the hour of the day, let's say at 5 a.m. In the morning when you have received all of your emails, you want them to get labeled. I can show you something that I've already built. This this is like one of my work emails where all these labels are there, and then this is how they are highlighted. So the polling for this is also set to 5 a.m. If you need labels every hour, I think every hour is very feasible to do, and that would really solve your case. Every minute would not be a very good deal for you. and it's not even required to pull Gmail every minute. So even if it's every hour, I think it's pretty cool that you check your email every hour. Yeah, all right. So that is it. You can have more labels attached here. What additional things that you can do is that auto reply to emails, which is adding more Gmail modules, like get a reply to a message or send a message, or you, let's say you have some personal label as well here, and you want to send, let's say there's a business inquiry. Let's forget about personal. Let's say there's a business inquiry and you want to set a very simple uh, reply, or you want to draft a reply, then I would probably select create a draft, create a draft, and then have a basic template message here set. You can use ChatGPT, like, hey, thanks for thanks for reaching out to us. And then I would suggest personalizing this by adding the first name here. Hey, Abhas, thanks for reaching out to us. And then having some personalization, then there you can add your calendar link, book a time with me, and all of that stuff. That is really, really powerful stuff. Uh, okay, so there are bunch of other things that you can do with this. You just gotta keep trying a lot of other things that you can try with this Gmail module. You can do the same, use the same for Outlook as well. It works in the exact same way. You just have to change the Gmail node to the Outlook node. Uh, all right, that's it for today. Thank you so much.